from Ukraine, where the Ukrainian forces have launched an attack on Russian positions. In fact, we'll pull out those visuals as well. But yes, those are the visuals on your screens of Ukrainian troops that have opened fire at the Russian forces as the war enters day 53. Russia continuing with its military operation in Ukraine. And even as Russia said that it will be focusing on the eastern Donbas region, the airstrikes and bombardments continue across Ukraine. And the visuals there on your screens of the Ukrainian army repelling the attack by the Russian forces. A quick roundup of all that's making news after the incident of violence and stone pelting in the Jahangirpuri area of the national capital. The Noida police is on alert and a flag march was also conducted to create an atmosphere of faith and security for the public. BJP MP from Northwest Delhi Hansraj Rajhans visited the violence-hit Jahangirpuri area in the national capital where a clash broke out during the Shobha Yatra and informed that Union Home Minister Amit Shah is keeping every minute's track of the violence-hit area. BJP National General Secretary in charge of Karnataka Arun Singh said that the party is with its senior leader K.S. Ishwarappa, who resigned as a minister following allegations of abetting the suicide of a civil contractor and expressed confidence that he will come clean after the inquiry. BJP President J.P. Nadda is on a two-day visit to Karnataka as part of efforts to shore up the party's preparations in the run-up to the assembly elections. And this with the Basavaraj Bommai government in the limelight over several issues, including the hijab row and resignation of K.S. Ishwarappa from the Council of Ministers. And we continue to track all the latest updates and the probe into the clashes that broke out in the national capital. The latest, what we're learning is that one of the accused who opened fire has also been arrested. The pistol used in the commission of the crime has been recovered from his possession. Remember, 14 people have been arrested so far in connection with the incident. So, total of 14 arrests made so far, and the latest being the accused who opened fire has now been arrested. Going across to Abhishek, who's also on the ground reporting on all the live updates that we are getting. Abhishek, a big breakthrough coming in. The accused who fired shots has now been arrested. Going across to Aishwarya, in fact, for the latest. Aishwarya, over to you.
Well, absolutely. 9 earlier, 5 more, so 14 in total. And as we just said, that the pistol used in the commission of crime has been recovered from his possession in Delhi Police. 14 persons have been arrested. We are reporting from ground zero here in Jahangirpuri. While you have the senior Delhi Police officials here, I have with me my senior colleague, senior executive editor Abhishek Kapoor, also joining in live. 2,000 Delhi Police personnel, 2 platoons of RAF, 1 CRPF called in 100 square meter of radius. So a situation is tense but in control. Delhi Police, massive presence here. They have made these temporary command units right here. 4 or 5 such command units have been built up. So very, very clearly, as you see. So these are, this is the main spot where it all began. And the Delhi Police, when they were called in, when they intervened, this is the intersection from where they dispersed. 14 in total have been arrested. The whole investigation team, which is being led by none other but Special CP Crime himself, is looking at it. And you see, this is the area. CRPF maintaining a very, very strong vigil. They're not allowing people who don't have any important work to come out under any circumstance. So once again, you see these visuals. These are the visuals of the younger ones, the younger lot, the curious lot, standing right at the gates, trying to know what's happening. Delhi police moving in and out of this area, requesting everyone, asking everyone, CRPF on a strong vigil, as we've been showing you these visuals continuously, telling them to stay in, not to move out until unless it's of utmost importance. Shanti banaye rakhiye, that is what the request is, that is what they are saying very, very clearly. You have the CRPF personnel, you have the RAF, you have the Delhi police in massive presence, as I said, 2,000 Delhi police personnel, 2 platoons of the RAF, 1 of the CRPF called in last night itself, and you had the special CP crime, special CP law and order, beg your pardon, who came in here itself. So it's a very commercial hub. It is an area which is normally hustling and bustling with people, even on a weekend. To be able to move on the streets on a Sunday on these roads is something which people don't normally expect, but it is happening because of Delhi police imposing 144. It is not a curfew kind of a situation, hence for basic needs, hence for groceries, they are allowing people in the groups of 1 or 2s to come out and then peacefully go back. Shanti banaye rakhiye is the only request and the only statement being made by the Delhi police. You have Delhi police personnel now coming in, the groups in a smaller group of 2 to 4, going to these gates every 5 minutes, 10 minutes, asking them to stay inside, not to move in, because they do not want the younger lot to get agitated again, to come out and then to reply or then to react back. So very clearly, and I'm going to go to my senior executive editor Abhishek Kapoor as well. I am being told he's on a vantage position right now. I can see him right now. He is on a vantage position right now on a rooftop trying to show you what exactly happened. Abhishek, over to you. Abhishek.
Well, Aishwarya, thank you so much. So just to give the viewers the benefit of a top view of how the place looks and the topography of the area, if the camera can pan, Anil, that's the side from where the procession, Hanuman Jayanti procession, was coming in. And this is C block. In fact, in front of us is the Kushal Cinema. And the procession had to move towards left and then take a right turn. But if we go back again, if you see a mosque there, that's the place where the skirmish first happened, and then subsequently the clash in which stone pelting happened from both the sides. There was a sword-wielding crowd standing around the mosque in one of the by-lanes, and immediately next to the mosque, that by-lane is hidden by the structures that can be seen, but then it's next to that, and that's where the clash happened. And then the mob really dispersed and faced with stone pelting and took a right turn here, and this is the place again. Now, this is essentially a mixed neighborhood where people from both the communities live cheek by jowl, and also it is being said that in this part, if the camera can pan again, this is again one community dominated area, the other side is another community dominated area, and even in the best of times there can be heated arguments, there can be tension, but in the case of the Hanuman Jayanti procession, the only good thing as it happens is that police presence was there, and that's why we see, for example, that of the 8 or 10 people injured, 6 or 7 are cops, including the one gunshot injury that has been suffered by Sub-Inspector Medalal, who is being treated as we speak at a hospital. On the ground, you can see massive police presence of the Delhi police, and supplemented with the Rapid Action Force and, of course, the CRPF as well, as can be seen from the uniforms, the differentiation between the RAF and the CRPF, as also, of course, the Delhi police special forces and anti-communal violence forces dedicated to these kind of operations. So I think situation under control in Jahangirpuri area in Northwest Police District of Delhi. But what is important is that prompt police action really averted a situation which could have gone out of hand, given the fact, as I explained, that this is a mixed neighborhood and there can be communal tensions even when these kind of events are not happening. So in that sense, the fact that swift action has been taken, 14 have been arrested, including the one who carried the gun and fired at the police. So that shows really that things are moving in the right direction so far as the Jahangirpuri violence of yesterday is concerned.
Right, Abhishek, thank you for joining us. Keep getting us those minute-by-minute details from the spot. I would like to quickly go across to my other colleague, Aishwarya, who's also tracking this development very closely. Aishwarya, the UP police is still on high alert and forces have been deployed in sensitive areas. What is the latest that you're getting there? Because we know that even though the situation is almost under control, there's some sensitivity when it comes to these clashes. Can you explain more on that?
Well, absolutely. Well, absolutely. And as Abhishek was just giving you, if you see the kind of police movement, and we're just going to go with the police movement, when you have such a massive police, CRPF, RAF combined movement happening, we're just going to move with the contingent, which moves in every half an hour, every 20 minutes. We've seen this in the earlier Delhi riots as well. They move in, they sanitize, under the guidance of an IPS officer, under the guidance of not one but several senior Delhi police officials moving in, keeping a minute-to-minute tab. They move in every 15 minutes, 20 minutes so that they can keep complete control over the situation. They do not want, when you have the Home Minister of the country, Amit Shah, directly looking into the matter, you have a CP directly telling Special CP LO to be on the spot. You have all the top officials on ground, and these are the visuals on our screen. The contingent of the Delhi police, CRPF, moving in towards the area so that they can maintain complete 100% control and also peace and harmony. We have shown you the visuals earlier as well of this party. We've seen they are just moving in so that they can maintain control over the situation, and the situation does not get out of control under any circumstance. We have been told officially by Delhi police prior as well that they have the complete area under their control. They have the situation under control. But to keep that in that situation, to keep that maintained, these kind of control party moves in. And as we have seen, once again, visuals full frame on your screen, top Delhi police officials moving in. And also on your left, I'll just request the camera person to pan the camera across. They have allowed the shops only of bare necessities to open today. They do not want people until unless it's of utmost importance to come out. We have mentioned it prior as well. They want them to remain indoors, and the whole party under the command of not one but several top Delhi police officials moving in on your screens, full frame right now, reporting live from Jahangirpuri, C block area where the stone pelting and the whole rioting happened. The community gates have been closed. The people have been told to remain inside. Certain vendors, certain people who are daily wagers are still coming out and moving in. My camera person showing you the full visuals of the Delhi police party moving in right behind me on your screens. And you have top Delhi police officials alongside the CRPF personnel moving in, trying to maintain 100% control over the area. They have been doing this ever since last night. As soon as they were called in, they took over the control of the whole area, and they've been maintaining that. You have police presence here, but then this is the party which moves in. You could call it a flag march, you could call it a controlling team, because they move in every half an hour, every 40 minutes, so that they can give a message that they are here. And if any antisocial element even dares, then they are ready to respond in the utmost way. So very clearly on your screens right now, Delhi police personnel, top Delhi police officials moving in the Jahangirpuri area. This is the area where the whole stone pelting rioting took place. The people have been told to remain inside. People have been told to stay calm. They have been told that police has been called in. There are 2,000 Delhi police personnel, 2 platoons of the RAF, and one of the CRPF called in just 100 square meter radius. So you can imagine the kind of tension which still prevails. But Delhi police says that they have taken the complete control of this area.
Yeah.
And once again, we are moving in shoulder to shoulder with the Delhi police and the CRPF contingent moving in. This is a very, very important measure, because to maintain the control over the area of the place which has seen violence, rioting, stone pelting, Delhi police sending a message to the locals and also to the anti-social elements, parallelly to the citizens of this area, that you do not need to worry. You see, such temporary blockades have also been created so that the people who are not required should not come out. So it's a message which is also being given to the people of this area that you do not need to worry. You do not need to worry. Delhi police is here. Forces are present here. Peace is going to be maintained because there are certain, or rather I should say, several temples, several mosques in this area itself. 4 or 5 we have only seen. So very clearly on your screens, Delhi police team moving in. It's around a 200-meter walk which they're going to do. It's a flag march. Yeah, back to you in the studios, leaving you with these visuals.
We can clearly see those visuals there on your screens. Of course, we can see the Delhi police moving in, making sure that the security is tight and the situation is under control. Aishwarya, I'll be coming back to you soon. Keep getting us those developments from ground. I want to go back to Abhishek. Abhishek is also tracking the story very closely for us here on Republic. This is a big story that we are closely tracking, the Jahangirpuri violence which happened yesterday. Abhishek, we know that this happened during Shobha Yatra yesterday. We know this happened during Shobha Yatra yesterday, but we also coming to know that there are multiple more yatras planned today by the VHP and the Bajrang Dal.
I have to interrupt you a bit.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
See the police presence. The viewers have to see the kind of police presence is there, the kind of police movement is happening, security arrangements that are being put in place. We saw a patrol of at least 3 RAF vehicles just pass by, and then you have seen the kind of cop movement, a total cop out of the area, so to say, happening now with heavy police presence from the Delhi police, from the CRPF and from the RAF also, platoons, battalions, all in place to make sure that the situation is absolutely tightly controlled. Now, in fact, it has to be said that the reason why the situation really did not go beyond a certain point, except for the initial clash, is because the cops were quick, they were alert, they were present. The Shobha Yatra, the procession was being escorted by about 50 policemen of the Delhi police, and the moment they saw the situation getting tense and stone pelting started, reinforcements were called immediately, and that is the reason why a clampdown could happen and normalcy could be brought in immediately. So whatever damage has happened in the first few minutes. Again, just to give the viewers the benefit of understanding as to the spot and why a situation like this really pans out in these kind of neighborhoods where these are called mixed community neighborhoods and really difficult to police many times. Also, this particular block in Jahangirpuri has a certain history of the illegal immigrants. That's a larger question which perhaps the Delhi police, in the light of the incident that has happened yesterday, would need to look into. For example, the issue of Rohingyas, the issue of illegal Bangladeshi migrants being here. But then the situation, now look at this. If Anil can again pan the camera, there is a mosque, and immediately next to it, just about 20 meters from it, is a temple. So if you see, ideally this should be a model of communal harmony, but because these are mixed neighborhoods, because people live cheek by jowl, and there can be heated moments, particularly in a situation where these kind of processions are going out, there is certain robustness in the crowd is excited, then situation can really go out of hand, as it happened yesterday. What is important is that how a swords-wielding crowd gathered in about hundreds, that's something which the investigators would really need to look into. How petrol bombs came to the spot and appeared within minutes or within fractions of the situation becoming tense. That's something which the police really would need to explore and investigate as they pick up threads. They have already made first few arrests. 14 of the rioters have been arrested, including the one who wielded the gun and shot at, in fact, at the policeman. Aishwarya.
Yeah, absolutely, Abhishek. And once again, now the state police party is coming back. Senior officials making a complete control of this area, because the vantage point where you are standing, I'm right, extreme left to you, and I'm moving in with the whole police party. They are basically doing the area control. We have seen this happening in certain disturbed area prior as well. But right now, Delhi police sending a message to both the citizens of this area that you do not need to worry, and to the anti-social elements that don't you dare anymore. We are right here, the Delhi police, the CRPF, and we are crossing a temple, as I said. And as you were also mentioning, Abhishek, there are certain, or rather there are several religious points, there are certain religious places in this area itself. So very, very, that way, as you said, it's a message of communal harmony. But what exactly transpired 24 hours prior, Delhi police investigating team is still trying to find out. 14 people arrested, 9 prior, 5 today. And we are moving in with the police team on ground zero in Jahangirpuri C block area. This is the area which saw the stone pelting, cars being burned, broken, people coming out and resorting to rioting. Now Delhi police, CRPF and RAF taking the complete control of this area. Once again, shops inside these areas are open but not on the main road. Delhi police has made it clear that until unless it's not of utmost importance, do not come out. Once again, you can see, and this gives you the idea what kind of an area this is. This is a very business kind of an area. There are several factories here, there are several shops here, and on a Sunday afternoon normally it should be hustling and bustling, but it's a complete lockdown here in Jahangirpuri. Reporting from Jahangirpuri C block. Back to you in the studios.
Well, thank you, Abhishek and Aishwarya, for getting us all those on-ground reports. So now, when confirmation of the clashes in national capital had come in, Republic Network's investigation team accessed this video. The video you'll see reportedly was said to be taken just moments after the clashes broke out in India's national capital.